What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Taking you through things that you need to revise before your exam. Last exam coming up on Friday. It's a big day, big day. It's going to be paper two. Paper two is all about Elizabeth and medicine through time. So what I'm going to be doing tonight, next 45 minutes to an hour or so, I'm going to go through a few live streams, taking you through the key things to do with Elizabeth. It's not everything that you need to revise because we have done quite a lot in class. There's already 2 YouTube videos on my channel about Elizabeth, problems that Elizabeth faced, and also how she dealt with her problem of poverty. So that's covered. So tonight probably going to cover all of her other problems as well as a couple of plots against her crown. Okay, so this is for the year 11s. Thank you to those of you that are tuning in. You don't necessarily need it until you hit year 11 next year. Okay, so question that might come up will be something like, how did Elizabeth solve her problem of religion? Or how did Elizabeth solve the religious problem? Or write an account of how she did it? Something like that, okay? But the first thing you need to know is, what was the religious problem? Sorry about the noise. As usual, I'm going for a little walk. I've been sent out to get some butter and some baby milk. Oh, God. Life of a teacher. Anyway, I'll just to let you know, what I did specially for everybody is I put some aftershave on. Yep, smelling fresh. Not that anyone can smell it, but I can. I smell great. So, what was the religious problem? The religious problem is very simple. Should Elizabeth make England Catholic or Protestant? So, when her dad was King of England, England was a Catholic country. He changed it to Protestant, and her brother, when Henry died, kept it as a Protestant country. Then when her brother died, her sister, Mary, converted England back to Catholicism, back to being Catholic. So then when Elizabeth came to become the Queen, she had a dilemma. Should she appease all of the Protestants and make England a Protestant country and follow her own religion? Or should she keep England Catholic again, because everybody's been going through a lot of change and it's messing everybody up? So that's the religious problem. So what did she do? Elizabeth made something known as the religious settlement. Yeah? So the religious settlement consisted of 2 acts. The act of uniformity and the act of supremacy. Yeah? So Elizabeth made something known as the religious settlement, which is made of 2 acts called the act of uniformity and the act of supremacy. And both of those things, they made the religious settlement, which is how Elizabeth dealt with her religious problem. What did they consist of? They consisted of a number of things. Firstly, it made going to church compulsory, so everybody had to go to church, and if they didn't, they had to pay a price. 12 pence in actual fact, which nowadays ain't that much, but it was quite a lot back then. The other thing that this religious settlement did is it unified all the Bibles. So there was only one Bible that everybody would worship from. So Catholics and Protestants would use the same Bible. It also simplified Holy Communion. Holy Communion is something that Catholics and Protestants do. It's a ceremony in church. It's very important to both of them. And Elizabeth simplified the communion in the Protestant church so that both Catholics and Protestants could participate. The other thing that the religious settlement did is it allowed Catholics to pray in private. So Catholics were allowed to pray in private, they wouldn't be persecuted, which was a big deal. And finally, Elizabeth, instead of making herself the person that was head of the church, she now would be the governor of the church. This was important because Catholics believed the head of the church was the Pope, and they saw it as a direct disrespect when the monarch of England claimed themselves to be the head of the church. So Elizabeth called herself the supreme governor, which was a way to make the Catholics happy. This settlement, the religious settlement made by Elizabeth, was to create peace between Catholics and Protestants. It was to keep Protestants happy, because England would be a Protestant country, but it would be made to appease the Catholics, make them happy. That is how Elizabeth dealt with a religious problem. I'm Mr. Stewart. I'm going to be back at you with another video very soon. I don't know if my face paused. I hope it didn't. I hope you got what you needed. How Elizabeth dealt with the religious settlement. I'm Mr. Stewart. Peace. Catch you later.